Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Jason Morgan's world has never been simple, and when the past collides with the present, choices that seemed final suddenly don't look so clear anymore. On September 12th, the drama in Port Charles turns directly toward Jason, Britt, and the question that every fan is whispering about now that Britt is alive. Is Jason about to revisit old feelings, or has too much happened for him to go back down that road? This is the heart of what's coming, and the setup is full of possibilities that could completely reshape Jason's future and the lives of those around him. Jason has always been defined by loyalty, by sacrifice, and by a kind of devotion that pulls him into impossible decisions. When Britt was presumed gone, that chapter seemed closed. Jason carried on, buried himself in duty, and focused on survival. But General Hospital never lets the past rest for long. With Britt suddenly back in the picture, the careful balance Jason has kept may collapse, and the temptation to reopen old wounds is almost inevitable. The return of Britt isn't just about a woman stepping back into Port Charles. It's about memories that refuse to fade, feelings that Jason tried to bury, and a history that was never given proper closure. Jason doesn't do half measures when he loves. He does so with intensity. And with Britt, even though their time together was filled with chaos, there was real connection, something raw and undeniable. Now, the spoilers for September 12th hint that Jason will be forced to confront those emotions, whether he's ready or not. But let's not forget what Jason has been through since Britt's absence. His bonds with Carly and Sam shaped him for years. With Sam, there was family stability and a deep partnership. With Carly, there's loyalty, a bond forged in trust, but also a constant pull between friendship and something deeper that always seems just out of reach. Throwing Britt into the mix now complicates everything, because she represents not only the past, but also a different version of Jason, a Jason who allowed himself, even briefly, to imagine a life outside the constant cycle of violence and duty. September 12th brings us to the point where Jason must decide whether revisiting those feelings for Britt is even possible. And it's not just about him. Britt herself carries her own scars. She's not the same woman who left. She's survived, she's adapted, and she's likely more guarded than ever. The chemistry between Jason and Britt worked the first time because they were both outsiders in some way. Jason, always the enforcer living by his own code, and Britt, the so-called Britch with a sharp tongue but a vulnerable heart underneath. Their connection was unexpected, almost reluctant. But it was real. That kind of connection doesn't just disappear, no matter how much time passes. Still, the question lingers, is the past better left buried? Jason has responsibilities now that weren't part of his life back then. His choices ripple through the lives of Sunny, Carly, Sam, and even Drew. Reopening something with Britt could stir resentment, jealousy, and old rivalries. Carly, in particular, won't ignore the impact. Even if she doesn't openly admit to lingering feelings for Jason, the very idea of him reconnecting with Britt could shake her foundation. Carly has always believed that she and Jason share something untouchable, and seeing him with Britt again might test that belief like never before. For Jason, though, it's more than about who approves and who doesn't. It's about whether he believes he deserves a fresh start. Time and again, Jason has sacrificed his personal happiness for others, choosing loyalty and protection over love and peace. Britt's return cracks that pattern wide open, reminding him that he once dared to want something different. Spoilers suggest that Jason may wrestle with the pull of those old feelings, even as he tries to convince himself that moving forward means keeping the past in the past. The dramatic tension here lies in the fact that Britt isn't coming back quietly. She's alive, she's present, and her very existence demands answers. Where has she been? Why now? And what does she want from Jason, if anything? Sometimes just the presence of an old flame is enough to reignite sparks, even without intention. Imagine Jason seeing her again for the first time, those memories flooding back, the nights when they leaned on each other, the stolen moments that broke through the darkness. That can't be erased, and it certainly can't be ignored. At the same time, Britt has her own choices to make. She isn't a woman who takes scraps or accepts half measures. If Jason approaches her, she'll expect honesty, not hesitation. Their relationship was always charged with bluntness. Britt wasn't afraid to call Jason out, and he respected her for it. That dynamic may resurface quickly, and fans can expect sparks to fly, whether in passion, argument, or both. One angle that shouldn't be overlooked is how Jason's return to old feelings could alter his standing in Port Charles' power struggles. Jason and Sunny have always stood side by side, but Sunny knows the importance of stability. If Jason becomes distracted, torn between his duties and his heart, cracks could form in that foundation. Rivals may seize the opportunity to exploit it, and Britt herself could be drawn into the dangerous orbit of Jason's world again. The very thing Jason may want to protect her from could become inevitable if they reconnect. But perhaps that's where the heart of the story lies: Jason's eternal struggle between love and duty. Can he finally allow himself to embrace a relationship without destroying it? Or is he cursed to repeat the cycle of pushing people away, convincing himself it's for their protection, even while he suffers silently? With Britt alive, that question is sharper than ever. Some fans argue that Jason shouldn't reopen this door. The pain of the past, the risk to both of them, the chaos it would unleash, it all points to leaving things buried. But others say the opposite, that Jason deserves happiness, and Britt is one of the few who truly saw him without judgment. She didn't expect him to change into something he wasn't. She accepted him, flaws and all. That kind of acceptance is rare, and it's exactly what Jason needs. September 12th is the pivot point. It's where we'll see Jason's reaction, his hesitation, and maybe even his longing. We'll see Britt test those walls he's built. And we'll see Carly watching, silently, maybe not saying everything she feels, but knowing that Britt's presence is a threat to the place she holds in Jason's life. The tension isn't just about romance, it's about identity, about who Jason chooses to be when faced with the chance to rewrite his story. For Britt, the stakes are just as high. If she pushes Jason, she risks rejection. If she stands back, she risks regret. Their history is unfinished, and the spoilers suggest that closure isn't coming quickly. Instead, we're looking at a slow burn, a series of interactions that peel back layers, forcing both characters to admit what they want, even if they're too stubborn to say it aloud. It's worth remembering that soap romances are rarely straightforward. Obstacles will appear, whether from Sunny's world of crime, from Carly's jealousy, or even from Britt's own secrets. The question isn't just whether Jason revisits old feelings, but whether he can act on them without destroying the fragile balance of everything else in his life. Fans should prepare for emotional scenes, moments of silence heavy with meaning, and the kind of charged conversations that define Jason and Britt's dynamic. September 12th marks the beginning, not the conclusion. The real drama will come in the weeks that follow, as Jason decides whether to take the risk of loving Britt again, or to lock those feelings away, convincing himself the past is safer left untouched. In the end, the story asks a timeless question. When love resurfaces from the ashes of memory, do you embrace it, or do you protect yourself by pretending it never mattered? Jason's answer will shape not only his future, but the future of everyone tied to him. And for fans, it promises one of the most compelling arcs General Hospital has delivered in a long time. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.